Hey there, real quick, before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names and the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Clopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? I am really excited that it's 2021, and also that because I graduated, I don't have to go to school this semester, not until fall.
Because you graduated high school.
Yes, not
college. Because you're super old. Oh my
yes.
goodness.
Yes,
okay, you were in like 6th grade when we started this.
I know.
That's not right. Okay.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. the appropriate week for this,
I also
guess.
had a lot less responsibility then, which was...
Oh, when you were younger.
When I did moderator.
This is
in the 6th
oddly
grade.
appropriate for this week's song.
It's,
when I'm older.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Okay. I'm feeling much older.
And I do have a costume. It just
it doesn't fit
doesn't
you because you're so old.
Because I'm old.
Right. Cool. Yes. Well, let me play the song for you all so you can see how it goes. And Kloppel is here. I ain't nobody. Hi, good to see you. We'll hurry this along. But let me show you all the notes because it seems really, really long, but I'll show you how we can kind of cheat and make our way through the song. It's going to eventually sound like this. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, and this will all make sense when I am older. Someday I will see that this makes sense. One day when I'm old and wise, I'll look back and realize these were all completely normal events. I'll have all the answers when I'm older. Why were the dark enchanted wood? I know in a couple years these will seem like challenges, so I know this isn't bad, it's good. Okay. So yeah, it's really, 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 really long. It's got a lot of notes in it, but I do want to show you a couple of repeating patterns here that makes this a little bit easier to play. That is this section right here. Now, you don't have to know any notes just to be able to kind of look at this thing right here and say, okay, well, these are probably all the same thing because they're all the same color all in a row. And we can kind of see also that this is like blue, green, yellow, orange. Like that phrase right there looks like it's probably about the same as that one. So there's some repeating going on there, whatever that first thing is. The second one is the same thing. And then this thing right here where we have like green, purple, green, blue, purple, blue, that right there is going to also be repeating down here. In fact, this entire section right here is the same thing as this entire section up here. So even though it's a really long, it's 2 pages, and most of our level 1 songs are just 1 page. Even though it's 2 pages, there's enough repeating going on that I think you'll be able to get the hang of it once we get through that first page. So let's just treat this like a 1-page song and see what happens. We're gonna need to start on a C. In order to find a C on any piano, you just take any group of 2 black notes, like those, or those, or those. As long as you don't use a group of 3, you're gonna be fine. Use a group of 2 black notes and take the one that's on the left and drag it even more to the left, and you land on a C every single time. No matter what group of 2 black notes you use, you'll land on a C every single time. So we got that group of 2. We're gonna drag it down and land on a C, and we're gonna play 2 of those in a row. And here's the important part. You're going to say out loud the words, this will, this will. And this will all make a lot more sense if you just sing along as you play. If you're not singing along, you're probably gonna get lost, especially if this is your first few songs you've ever learned before. So we're gonna play 2 C's, this will, and then we're gonna jump way up to a G. Now, if you want to, you could count through the alphabet and go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and find out that's a G right there. Or you could just take my word for it and skip over 3 notes. But if no matter which system you're using, trying to count up to a G or skipping over 3 notes, it's a big jump from C up to G, and you're gonna say the word all when you get up to that G. So this will all, and then back down to that same C. And that might be all that you practice for this lesson, just trying to get that down, saying the words, this will all make. The goal of this lesson is not that you can walk away and play the song perfectly. The goal is not that you're like, oh yeah, I got this. But hopefully the goal is that you are also not like, oh no, I have no idea what to practice. But I want you to walk away feeling about like this, like, oh yeah, that makes sense in my head, but my hand can't quite do that yet. So if you can't play the song by the end of the lesson, that's perfectly fine. You've got as much time as you need to practice this. Now, after we get back down to that C, we're gonna go 1 note to the left, and that would land on a B. Right there. So, and you should just stop listening to what I'm saying as soon as you've got a section that is a challenge for your hands and it makes sense in your head. So we got C, C, G, C. We're gonna go down to the B. That's 1 note down and do the exact same thing. So this phrase right here is the same as this phrase right here, but instead of using a C, we're using a B. So we're gonna play B, B, G, B. So if I were you, I would just plant your right hand up here on that G to hang out there so that when your left hand is playing the C's and the B's and stuff, you don't get lost and have to re-find that G. So we've got C, C, G, C, and the same thing with a B. B, B, G, B. And don't forget to say the words out loud. This will all make sense when I am. And then we're gonna go down 1 more note and pretend like we're gonna do the whole thing again with the A and the G, but this time we're just gonna go from an A up to a single G. We don't actually do the the whole pattern there. It's just an A up to a G. So that's the entire first line, and along with the track, eventually it would sound something like this. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, ready, go. This will all make sense when I am older. And if it feels like that's crazy fast, that's because it's crazy fast. So don't try it with the track until you've practiced this a whole lot. But go ahead, and if you're in the archives, then pause the video right now and practice this section. And then if you're live with us, then just play whatever notes that you can of this. And we're going to try this all together again. Maybe just getting the first couple C's or the C's and the G. Let's see what we can get. Here we go. And a 2 and a 1, 2, ready, go. This will all make sense when I am older. Okay, cool. Now this next one, you can see we've got a whole lot of F all in a row. So we got to find an F, which is one note below a G. So if you got up to that G before, that F is right next door. We're gonna play a bunch of them in a row, and then we're gonna move when we get to the word that. And here's a good reason that you should be saying the words out loud as you go, because you won't know when to move unless you're saying the words out loud. Someday I will see that. This makes, actually goes straight down from there. You can see F, E, D, C, straight down, and then we're gonna play a G, but this one goes down to G, not up to G. So we're gonna skip over 2 notes and land on this G down here. So someday I will see that this makes sense. That's pretty much all of the second line. So now we're on to the third line, and like I said, all this is gonna come back and repeat on the second page. So you're kind of learning like double right now. You're learning the first page and the second page at the same time. Then we're gonna go up to an E and say out loud the word one day. And that's pretty much all you need right there for the beginning of that phrase before we're gonna get to this section that repeats. When I'm old and is straight up, B, C, D, E. And by the way, right now is about where a lot of people who are feeling like, I think I can do this, are starting to feel like, oh no, he's losing me, please slow down. So make sure you pause the video and you practice wherever you need to. No. And Clapple says we need to have this be our last time through. Don't worry, we'll get a lot more practice on levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's time here. But this one right here, I'm gonna show you this section right here. When I'm old and goes straight up from B up to E, and then comes back down to D. Now, you can always come back to the video later on if you just need to practice the first line or two, then just work on that and then come back to the video later on. And I'll teach you how to play all the rest of these notes. Then I'll think back and realize is pretty much the same thing. I'll think, and then right here we're going B straight up through E, back and realize is the same thing we just played a second ago when we said when I'm old and wise. And then we already know how to find these G's up here, and it's the same note for the entire thing. Make sure you say the words out loud so you get the right number of G's. These were all completely normal events. And then this next page is the exact same thing. All of that up through there is the exact same notes. So let me show you these last couple lines, and then like Clapple said, we'll play this for our last time through. After this D right here, before we went like that. You might remember that. This time, instead of going down, we're gonna act like we're gonna go down, and then we're gonna turn around and come back up. So we're gonna go, why we're in this dark enchant, turn around, Ed Wood. And then this next part is actually the same exact thing. So we've already played that before up here when we said, one day when I'm old and wise. So once you get that section, you'll have this other section down that goes, I'll know in a couple of years. And then this section right here might be the trickiest and the most fun part of the entire song. We need 2 E's, and then we're gonna go up to a couple black notes, that one and that one. They're called F sharp and G sharp. So these will seem like, and that's what that hashtag is about, it's the sharp sign in music. And then just keep going up, A, B, C. So we got super high on this. All the way up to there. And then the last line, this is the trickiest probably of all of them because you got like 2 tricky lines stuck together. So I know is the first one that comes down from that C. And then this isn't bad is E, G, A, G. And feel free to rewind any of these sections as many times as you need to get these notes down. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. E, G, A, G. And then the last two notes are going to be all the way down to a B. So we got to skip down below a C and come up to the C for It's Good. Like Kloppel said, this will be our last time through, but you can rewind this video and practice along with me as many times as you need. And if you're live with us, you're going to miss a bunch of notes. That's perfectly fine. That's the point of this lesson, is just get all the notes that you can and don't worry about the rest. Let's see what we can get. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2. Good luck. Go. This will all make sense when I am older. Someday I will see that this makes sense. One day when I'm old and wise, I'll think back and realize that these were all completely normal events. Again, don't forget to say those words. Here it's repeating. The answer's when I'm older. Like why we're in this dark. And then here's where we turn around and go back up. And then this is the repeating part. I'll know in a couple. And then this is the part that goes up. These will seem like childhood fears. So I know this isn't bad. It's good. A lot of notes, but like I said, there's a lot of repeating going on in there. Pretty much those last two lines are going to be the trickiest part that you need to practice. But you've got plenty of time to practice this, and you've also got a weekly activity. Kendra, tell us all about that.
This week is the Flutes and Ladders, and it's a game just like Chutes and Ladders, but of course with Kloppel and his dad. When you play, just tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram for 150 bonus points from our mascot penguin Kloppel.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites. So enjoy that, and now enjoy this. It's our feature of the day. And it's going to be Kumbaya or Thumpkin. So here's your job. Here's how you beat Kendra at this game. She's really good at this game. You're going to have to play against her. But I'm going to play one of two songs for you. I'm going to play the beginning of the song Kumbaya, which goes... Or I'm going to play the beginning of Thumpkin. But I'm only going to play two notes for you. So I'm either going to play, and that would be the beginning of Where's Thumpkin, or I'm going to play the beginning of Kumbaya, which would be... So you have to listen really carefully to see if the two notes that I play are the first two notes of Where's Thumpkin or Kumbaya, my lord. And here's Kendra. She's going to be playing right along with you. I might play it up high or really down low. We'll see. Our first one goes like this. I
think I'm glitching, so you guys can just think I have great dance moves or something. I don't know.
Here we go. Here's our first two notes. That was really, really high. Which one was it? Where's Thumpkin or Kumbaya? And by the way, if you're in Kloppel Academy level 3, I think you're training on this stuff. The Kumbaya one is a major third, and the Where's Thumpkin is a major second. So most people don't have to know that though. So these two notes right here. Does that sound like a major third, Kumbaya, or a major second, Where's Thumpkin? What do you think, Kendra?
I went back and forth, but I think it's Kumbaya.
It is indeed Kumbaya, my lord. A really high version of it. Okay, what about this one right here? That one. Those are the first two notes of one of those songs. It actually sounds kind of like Jaws when you play it down there. What do you think it is, Kendra?
I think it's Thumpkin.
Is Thumpkin, where is Thumpkin? That's right, that's a major second. Good job. Hopefully you're getting these at home too. If you can just get one of them today, then that'd be awesome. Actually, you only have to get two of them for Kloppel Academy to pass the test. So here we go. Here's one more. Does that sound like a major third or a major second? Kendra, what do you think?
I think it's Kumbaya.
It is indeed. So that's your major thirds and major seconds. And if you practice those, you can just tell what a major third is and a major second is just by listening in any song at all. Well, now it's time for a little bit of mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
And this week, Laura B says, Dear Jamin, has Kloppel ever written a song? Well, actually, he has. Yes, if you just Google Penguin in a Floaty, you will hear the incomparable Kendra singing the song that Kloppel wrote about his life and his whole backstory and all that stuff. So, Penguin in a Floaty to listen to the incomparable Kendra and some of her friends singing that song. I think there's a few different versions out there, and also Bradley Paul Clark joined us on that song too. So yeah, go check that out. And I've got a couple of things to tell you, but they're kind of secrets.
Secret information.
And today, in our top secret information folder, we have some information about today's song. The first thing that it says in here, yeah, most people don't know this at all, but right in here, in this, like, the most fun section, I will need the tablet for this too. In the most fun section of the song here, right here where we have this F sharp and this G sharp, that's because temporarily, just for a second, we're in the key of A minor or A major. And so that's why we have those sharps showing up in there, because it's like in A major. And if you're in Kloppel Academy level 4, I think you're having to play through the entire A major scale. If even in Kloppel Academy level 1, I think you're playing the A major 5-finger pattern. So you're kind of familiar with the key of A already. But if you ever see an F sharp and a G sharp right next to each other, and you've got an E and an A on both sides, you're likely in the key of A. You also might be in the key of E, but we're temporarily in the key of A minor for that one. And then, so there's this other thing's gonna happen. Most people aren't going to pay attention to this at all. But in level 3 and 4 and 5, you're going to see this thing happen right here where we've got this G sharp to G. So you don't have to listen for it right away, but when we get to those levels, listen for the G sharp to G thing, and you'll start to notice that you can put this G sharp to G thing in pretty much anytime your left hand is supposed to play a G. So anytime your left hand would normally play a G, if you can almost always play a G sharp before that. That's a really complicated thing that we don't get into until Kloppel Academy level 10, I think, is when you learn about tritone substitutions. But if you just memorize that word, tritone substitution, it means that before you play a G, a lot of times if we're in the key of C, you can try throwing in a G sharp before that in your left hand. It'll sound pretty super cool. So listen for that when we get to the higher levels. You listen for that G sharp to G, and now you know that it's called a tritone substitution. Well, that's all the secret information that I have for you from this folder. Now all we need to find out is who won the weekly raffle. Maybe it's you. Congratulations, McLean family. Let us know what prize it is that you want. And for everybody else, let's move on to level 2.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version or visit learnpianolive.com/level 2 for a detailed explanation on how to level up.
So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.